Welcome friends to my YouTube channel English with Bhavani. Today I am going to explain a wonderful poem prescribed for class 10th with the name Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. Before going for the explanation, let me tell you that we are going to deal this poem with certain topics and certain subtopics. First of all, I will talk about poet's viewpoint, then its rhyme scheme. We will talk about the vocabulary, we will talk about the introduction, theme, literary devices used, what is the central idea, summary, and at last we will do the comprehension check. So let us begin the poem Fire and Ice. Let us talk about the poet's view for writing the poem. Fire and Ice is a popular poem by American poet Robert Frost, and it was written and published in 1920, shortly after World War I, and weighs up the probabilities of two differing apocalyptic scenarios represented by the elements of the poem's title. The speaker believes fire to be the more likely world ender of the two and links it directly with what he or she has tasted of desire. In an ironically conversational tone, the speaker adds that ice, which represents hate and indifference, would also be great as a way of bringing about the end of the world. There are two reported inspirations for the poem. The first of these is Dante's Inferno, which is a poetic and literary journey into hell, written in the 14th century. The other is a reported conversation Frost had with an astronomer in which they talked about the sun exploding or extinguishing, that is to say, fire or ice. Now let us see what is the rhyme scheme of the poem. So I am reciting the poem for you. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. You can see that the word fire, desire, again fire, written in red color, we have given it letter A. Then the word ice, twice, ice, suffice, we have given it letter B. And the word written in blue color, that is hate and great, we have given it the letter C. So the rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AAB, CB, CB. So this is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Now let us focus on the vocabulary part and see that what are the new words with the meaning. So the word is desire, and it means longing for something, craving or yearning for something. The other word is hold. It means clasp, but here it also means support or embrace. Perish, it means pass away or destroy or end. Destruction, it is demolish or damage. Suffice, it is be sufficient. So these are the words desire, hold, perish, destruction, and suffice. Now let us start the explanation of the poem with the introduction. The poem describes a fictional debate between people who say that the world will end in fire and people who say it will end in ice. The debate is highly symbolic. The poem explores the question how life on earth would be extinguished either through incineration or a permanent ice age. The poem Fire and Ice is a metaphor for human feelings of desires and hatred. Fire represents burning desires, while ice, on the other hand, depicts ice cold hatred. It tells us about how we humans will be the end of our own race. Now, let us talk about the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is hatred and power of emotions. The poet discusses the destructive features of human emotions. He uses the symbol of fire and ice to show how desires and hatred contribute to making the world stand at the verge of chaos. Now, let us see what are the literary devices or poetic devices used in the poem Fire and Ice. You can see the line quoted from the poem and the poetic device which is just shown in front of that line. So the first line is, I hold with those who favor fire, and the sound O is repeated. That is why poetic device is assonance alliteration. Another line, some say the world will end in fire, and another, to say that for destruction ice is also great. There is imagery in it. The third line is, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. Here, some say, so there is repetition, anaphor. Now the next line is, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now here favor, fire, alliteration is there, but in the line it is ensabment, and it is when another sentence begins before the end of a sentence or a clause. And the word fire and ice, they are highly symbolic in meaning. Now let us talk in brief about the central idea or the gist of the poem. The central idea around which the entire poem revolves is that only love, equality, mutual understanding, and sympathy for one and all can help in establishing peace on the earth. The poet mentions that both fire and ice are probable ends of this world. Now let us do the paraphrasing or see what is the summary of the poem. In the poem Fire and Ice, the poet has represented two opposite views about the end of the world. The poet discusses the two possibilities regarding the end of the world. One possibility is the world ending in flames of fire. The poet feels so when he ponders over the burning flames of desires of people. These desires for more money, more power will surely hurl the world into another nuclear war, which will burn up the entire world in flames. The second possibility of the doom of the world is with ice. The poet feels people have so much of hatred in their hearts against one another that it is sufficient to freeze the entire planet to death. So, the fire of evil desires and ice of wicked hatred are the two contradictory opinions presented in the poem Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Now let us do the comprehension check from stanza 1. The lines starts from, some say the world will end in fire, and ends with, I hold with those who favor fire. So the first question is, what is the poet's opinion of the world in these lines? And the answer is, in the poet's opinion, the world will end in fire. Next question, what is the poet's opinion about the world? So according to the poet, the world will end in fire. The third question is, what is the contradictory opinion of public? So the answer is, the contradictory opinion of public is the debate whether the world will end in fire or ice. And the last question is, how are ice and fire similar to each other though they have contradictory traits? Both ice and fire are similar in the sense that both of them would destroy everything in the world. Now let us see some questions from stanza 2. The stanza begins with the line, "But if it had to perish twice," and ends with, "To say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice." So the first question is, what does it refers to in the first line? And the answer is, it refers to the world. The second question is, what do you mean by perish? So perish means to die or to be destroyed. What does ice stand for? Ice stands for coldness. And the last question is, what would be the cause of destruction? Ice or fire would be the cause of destruction. So this is the end of today's lesson, and we have talked about poet's viewpoint, about the rhyme scheme, about vocabulary, introduction about the poem, its theme, central idea, literary devices used. We have summarized the poem, and ultimately we have done the comprehension check. I hope that you must have enjoyed the lesson. Stay tuned for more lessons. Thank you.